which passport opens more doors, and which locks you into hidden limitations. This isn't just about travel. It's about freedom, identity, and the future you're building. Stay tuned as we uncover the hidden truths behind two of the world's most powerful passports. Chapter 1. Passport Power. Numbers don't lie. Let's begin with the data. International passport indexes such as Henley and Arton Capital continue to rank both the US and Canadian passports among the world's most powerful. But that status comes with nuance. In 2025, the Canadian passport provides visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 185 countries, nearly identical to the US. However, raw numbers can't tell the whole story. Recent shifts in geopolitics have made the American passport more controversial in certain regions. Tensions with nations like China, Russia, and Venezuela have translated into increased scrutiny and hostility for US travelers. In contrast, Canadians often benefit from their country's globally neutral reputation. Furthermore, the reception at borders matters just as much as entry rights. While Americans are often seen as political players, Canadians carry a reputation for peacekeeping and diplomacy. This subtle perception can influence how you're treated at airports, immigration offices, and embassies. We'll also examine the latest data on visa refusals, secondary inspections, and traveler satisfaction ratings. Quality of travel experience is becoming just as important as quantity of destinations. Lesson: a passport is more than a document. It's a global identity that influences how the world receives you. Chapter 2. Dual citizenship laws and global freedom. Here's where the US passport can feel like a golden cage. Americans are subject to worldwide taxation, meaning no matter where they live, they must file taxes back home. Canada, however, only taxes residents. That one difference dramatically alters the value of each citizenship in a global economy. Dual citizenship is encouraged by Canada, with thousands of permanent residents maintaining other nationalities legally and comfortably. The US allows dual citizenship in theory, but in practice it comes with hurdles: FATCA reporting, IRS penalties, and even exit taxes if you decide to renounce it. The complications have real consequences. Over the past decade, a rising number of Americans have willingly given up their citizenship, not for lack of patriotism, but for practical freedom. We'll explore real examples of professionals, retirees, and digital nomads who found the American passport too restrictive. Canada's more relaxed stance on financial reporting and taxation offers an incentive for entrepreneurs and global workers. Plus, Canadian embassies abroad are often praised for assisting those with dual status. Lesson: true global freedom means financial flexibility and the freedom to live where your life takes you, without penalties. Chapter 3. Protection abroad. Which government has your back? Imagine being detained overseas. Your phone is gone, your money's frozen. Who comes to get you? While the US has embassies in more countries and a larger consular network, size doesn't always mean safety. Canada, known for diplomatic finesse, has successfully negotiated the release of its citizens from some of the world's most dangerous regimes. Canadians detained in China, Iran, or North Korea have seen consistent government advocacy, often behind the scenes. In contrast, American citizens can become political pawns in global disputes. Hostile countries may detain Americans to leverage US policy concessions, and in some cases, political bias can delay or prevent swift diplomatic action. Additionally, Canada's lesser geopolitical footprint means its citizens are less likely to be targeted or profiled abroad. We analyze case studies of hostage situations, wrongful arrests, and travel alerts to gauge the actual safety provided by each government. Lesson: a powerful passport must shield you when you're vulnerable, not just when you're on vacation. Chapter 4: Ease of renewal, costs and hidden fees. Passports aren't forever, and the process of renewing or replacing one can be frustrating. Canadian passport applications, whether first-time or renewal, are relatively streamlined and user-friendly. Citizens can apply online, visit service centers, and pay reasonable fees. The U.S. passport renewal system has faced criticism for delays, inconsistent service, and a steep price tag. Expedited services often cost more than $200 USD, and passport agencies are backlogged post-pandemic. If you're living abroad, Canada's consulates offer a smoother process. The US requires more documentation, pre-appointments, and often higher courier fees. We break down how both countries handle lost or stolen documents and what to expect in emergency situations. Furthermore, access to local service centers plays a big role, especially for rural residents or those abroad. While Canada's decentralized system allows for regional access, many Americans report long travel times just to get to a processing office. Lesson: time, money, and convenience matter, especially in emergencies or last-minute travel situations. Chapter 5: Citizenship by investment or naturalization. Which is easier? Immigration is central to both nations, but the experience differs dramatically. Canada's express entry system rewards skills, language proficiency, and job offers, and it delivers permanent residency in as little as 6-8 months. In contrast, America's pathway to citizenship is long and uncertain. From work visas to green cards, delays and legal gray areas can keep immigrants in limbo for years. Family sponsorship is possible in both countries, but Canada processes applications faster and with more transparency. The US does offer the EB-5 investment visa, but it's expensive and complicated. Canada's investor programs, though limited in availability, have helped high-net-worth individuals gain access more directly and with clearer expectations. Naturalization tests, residency requirements, and permanent resident obligations also differ. Canada requires fewer years, emphasizes integration, and offers flexibility with physical presence. Lesson: some doors open faster than others, and Canada is rolling out the welcome mat more often. Chapter 6: Life after the passport. Rights and responsibilities. Being a citizen doesn't end at the airport. It continues in daily life. Canadian citizens enjoy free access to essential healthcare services, subsidized post-secondary education, paid parental leave, and pension programs that make retirement secure. US citizens, even after earning their status, often struggle with exorbitant healthcare costs, student debt, and minimal safety nets. Insurance premiums, co-pays, and deductibles are facts of life that don't exist at the same scale in Canada. Voting access is another stark difference. While both nations are democracies, voter suppression and gerrymandering are serious issues in parts of the US. In contrast, Canada runs fair and transparent elections with accessible registration. We also touch on workplace protections, gun laws, maternity leave, and environmental policies. Citizenship impacts your quality of life in ways that go far beyond travel. Lesson: good citizenship should empower your health, your family, and your future. Chapter 7: Global perception and stereotypes. Sometimes what people assume about your nationality matters. Canadian travelers report more kindness, curiosity, and invitations. The world associates them with humility and peacekeeping. Americans, through no fault of the individual, are often perceived through a political lens. Loud, rich, pushy, or entitled. These are stereotypes that many Americans have to fight when they travel. While many foreigners love American culture, they may harbor distrust for American politics. The passport becomes a symbol of more than citizenship. It's a walking identity. We'll explore real stories, social experiments, and academic studies that reveal how global citizens view Canadians versus Americans. Spoiler: wearing a maple leaf patch can get you free coffee. Lesson: your passport represents your nation's story, and not every story is equally welcome. Chapter 8. The Final Verdict. Which passport wins in 2025? So, which is better? The Canadian passport offers softer power, fewer financial strings, and better perception abroad. The US passport, while powerful, comes with geopolitical baggage, legal obligations, and sometimes even danger. For immigrants, expats, retirees, and global professionals, Canadian citizenship is increasingly the more desirable long-term investment. It promotes peace of mind, financial freedom, and international respect. While the Stars and Stripes carry historical prestige, the maple leaf wins today on practical grounds, especially when safety, cost, and lifestyle are considered together. This comparison isn't about nationalism. It's about choosing the identity that gives you the best chance at a thriving life in a turbulent world. Subscribe to Buy Canada First for more global breakdowns, insider comparisons, and revealing truth about international living. Comment below, which citizenship would you fight for in 2025 and why?